Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we just lost our battle over here. We're not shocked about that, to be clear. The Ottomans have a tech advantage on us, but what the Ottomans don't have on us appears to be money. I was looking around and I noticed, can we see that in here? We can't. But I did notice in the ledger that the Ottomans' economy is not very good. If we look at our economy plotted next to Ottomans, which is, if I can alphabetical order, which I can't, you can see here, their economy is not really any better than ours. And in fact, it's quite a bit worse. This chart doesn't really show it. If we go into here, I think we can see total. So Ottomans are making like 230.18 per month. They're negative in cash based on how much they have to pay to have all of these troops. And they don't have very much for cash reserves. So the idea is attrition. We're going to wait here for a bit. We're going to tick forward. We're going to... When did we get the ability to make states? Okay, cool. I guess we'll make a few of these. I guess we must have gotten governing cap somewhat recently, but I'm not actually sure how. Okay, I guess we can make a couple states. No point not doing it, in all honesty. Yeah, we can try to find which ones are most efficient, but I usually don't even bother to do that. So we'll do something along the lines of this instead. There we go. We can actually make a lot of these. How much governing cap do we have available? It would be in here. 1,300 now. Luck plus 25%. Is that just a event that happens? I guess? We did have an event that was kind of weird at the end of the last episode, didn't we? I think so. Regardless, we may as well take advantage of this. I mean, it's not really going to be too impactful in this war, because we don't have the admin power to full core all this, and we don't have time for the autonomy to drift down. But, I mean, it's neat regardless. Sure. We'll get that started. That'll help us later. But that's not an immediate assistance. We do have some rebels brewing. Yemeni separatists. That's actually hilarious. They're going to brew up here. You know what? We can't provoke revolts while we're at war. They thought of it. I was going to say... we may as well have them have more troops if they're going to fight our enemies for us. Okay, Paradox thought of that one. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to wait for these guys to take some attrition, and we're going to wait for them to spread out a little bit. We need to group these units up, and we need to wait for our retreats to end. We have finished occupying over here. These guys are going to make their way over, and we're going to have ourselves... Let's see, I just want to check... some supply levels over here. Okay. For now, we're going to do something like this. And we're going to see about fighting some of these forces that are up here trickling down. So we'll do something kind of like that. These guys, they're mostly... We're going to try to avoid fighting with them, if at all possible. We got a month tick here, and we'd like to bump this up to 4 and 21. Yes, most of our manpower is going to be going into these forces. That's okay. Well, that's convenient. Okay, that is very pleasing to see. We will happily take 17,000 manpower right now. So, these are supposed to be 25-4-7 at this point. So we can get this army fully recruited and have 7,000 manpower left to put into these forces. I like it. Okay, so these guys should really be pulling back over this way for the time being. Our Baltic Sea exploration has finished up. And we will go ahead and explore the Mediterranean Sea. Now, currently, they have not shown superiority. So that's a good sign. Okay, we finished traveling over here. We need to spread these guys out so that they can start resupplying. Once we have this army fully recruited up, then we can move them up here. But for now, this is what it is. We're going to fight with our... Ooh. We're going to fight with our mercs for the time being. I don't know that we win this. We will find out. We're locked in, so... They're going to lock in here too. Or no, they didn't lock in. They chose not to lock in. Fascinating. Okay, so these guys are just going to park up in Gezira for this exact moment. And yeah, this is unsurprising over here. I mean, we really should have these guys elsewhere. Like, what we should do is all of these units should be coming up here. Yes. Okay. So that'll be fine. And then these guys should come join them in, like, the Kimmer Bay. Okay. We're waiting for additional mercs to walk over, but we may not wait the whole time. These guys are reinforcing, and you can see we are at no manpower. We're going to explore the Mediterranean Sea, as I said. The East China Sea. Okay. I guess they couldn't get up there. That's fine. So, this is okay. The real question is, how long can the Ottomans keep this up? They're not in any other wars, and we are hoping that they get into a war with Russia or Spain. They're really angry at both Russia and Spain, and both of them are angry at the Ottomans as well. So, I have a feeling that Spain might be willing to fight the Ottomans if we can show weakness. So that would be the overall goal. We're still waiting on some troops to come on in over here. And yeah, they're going to be occupying a lot of territory over here. We're mostly just waiting on them to drop their manpower a little bit. They have almost 1 million manpower in reserve. That's a lot. How did they get 1 million manpower? That doesn't seem right. Okay, so manpower is not going to be the concern here. That's pretty clear. These mercs are still on their way over. And we're just kind of chilling back here. We're letting them take attrition, though, and with their numbers, they're going to be taking huge attrition chunks. These guys are moving into Beja. Otherwise, I would think about attacking here. Okay, this is all fine. I think this is fine. Well, our Emperor dying is not necessarily fine. We definitely need to select Enkai. No doubt about that. We need that sweet, sweet manpower recovery speed. It must happen. We're making our way up with these mercs, and once we have that, we'll have about 90,000 mercs up over here, and we've also got a good chunk over here. We're still waiting on a few units to come on in over this way. Discovering a lot of stuff, or an influential trading family. We'll get some discoveries. Okay. Now, at this point, what would it be looking like if we were to offer a white piece? Yeah, they're making gains. Interesting. Yassi military strength is only at -6. That's very interesting, actually. Okay. So we've taken naval control over here. Now they control both sides, so they can still walk over. That's something to keep in mind. But we have naval control here. I'm going to start moving these guys north, and we're going to start trying to pick off some of these smaller armies. In fact, let's just move up something like this. Okay. These guys are walking over this way. I'm okay with this. Our mercs are on their way over. They will be here soon. The Ottomans have split up pretty dramatically, but this is a huge chunk of forces over here. To that end, we need to yield this territory. Just checking supply limits. The answer is they're not great. We need to yield this territory and group up our units. This is what needs to happen right now. We allow the Ottomans to take as much attrition as they can. I mean, that's the thing. I was definitely counting... They can replace their army 3 times over. I was definitely counting on their manpower reserves being lower than that. I feel like 1 million manpower reserves is a bug, but whatever. Okay. So we're going to move up over here. All of these guys, come on in here. They have no leadership over here, and they're starting a siege. When are these guys going to leave? 7 June? We're going to let them lock in. They're locked in? Okay, we'll see what happens here. These guys are going to head up this way. Cool. We're going to start trying to strike back a bit here. They're abandoning this force. Into Asosa. Our reinforcements will arrive there soon. Of course, we won this battle. We're going to move in like this, and this force can now be moved up. And this should have our... Oh, we have a Regency Council. Right. Because our leader died. Sure. So these guys will arrive over here. And we will win this. Yeah. The Ottomans immediately retreated. So we're going to come in over here and fight this force. Ah, I did not see this going on. I should have. I should have paid closer attention there. Do we get there in time? No, I don't think we do. Our other forces might, but we probably want to retreat from this one. I think their tech advantage is too high. Okay, this battle was won. So, at this point, they're coming in here, and I don't think we can get out. I wouldn't mind getting out, but we would want to go something like this. We are in Highlands. That is beneficial for us. Now, if we had seen this sooner, we could have definitely won this battle. As it is, we're rolling well. We have a wider front than they do. That's a terrible roll. They rolled badly that time. We did as well. This is a great roll. Okay, our general died. Rude. We rolled badly. They rolled well. Okay, we're out of there. These guys are only retreating 1 province away, which I really dislike. That probably means they're going to get stack wiped. That's probably what that means. Okay. Get out of there. If you can. But I don't think they can. They only retreated 1 province. I hate it when that happens. I absolutely hate it when that happens. Now, these guys are retreating over like so. This is fine. Okay. How are the Ottomans doing? They're only at +1 right now. Out of curiosity. Interesting. This definitely feels winnable. Regency will end soon-ish, and any overextension here, we want to continue coring this if we can, but for now, I think we'll just hold off on that. I think that we're going to have this unit be stack wiped? When do they exit? 25 October. Yeah, they're going to get stack wiped. And that is very unfortunate. They didn't retreat as far as the others. Wait, it's not an immediate stack wipe. Maybe they live long enough. They did, but they retreated one province again on the same day we could retreat. I was going to order a manual retreat, but they auto-retreated. Only one province away again. That is unlucky. That is incredibly unlucky. Okay, so these forces are on their way up. These guys are already here, and we're retreating into Merca. Cool. So, at this point, our rebels still haven't popped. But they will soon. We're okay with that. And yeah, this is happening again. I don't think that these guys survive. Yeah, they get stack wiped. That is what I expected, but it is highly, highly unfortunate. Now, these guys are chasing us in here, and I feel like they don't know that this is a problem for them. We're going to let them lock into Guido. I can't actually see. Are they locked in, or is it just us? They're locked into Guido. So in we go. Do we have a better leader? Yes. We'll put in this leader. Okay. Our armies are grouped up at this point. Theirs are not. That is our saving grace. They're trying to retreat. They do have this 40k stack here. But we have additional reinforcements as well, and the 40k stack is walking away. That's what we want to see right now. Cool. Okay. So that's a victory for us. That's great. Has anyone shown superiority yet? No, is the answer. Over 10% of war score from battles is what we need for that. Current war score is 0 from battles. Okay. Now we're going to be taking huge attrition with this force here. So, we need to try to spread this out a bit, while at the same time catching their forces, if at all possible. We'd also like our Merc armies to be the ones doing the actual fighting. So we're going to do, for right now, something kind of like this. And see what we can get done. Now there's a lot of them. There's no doubt about that. These guys finally rose up. That's great. We're very happy about that. That's exactly what we wanted. Now, we see a large Ottoman force right here. The question is, where are they going? And yeah, that's unsurprising. The question is, where exactly are they going here? Now, they do have a large force on its way into this army. We can avoid that fight for right now, and I think that that's a good idea. What we can't do, I think, is avoid this fight. So instead, we're going to pile in and see just how many Ottomans are actually coming in here. The answer is quite a lot. But it's a small force that's going to be arriving first. Okay, this colony is self-sustaining. We're going to send a colonist over here. Okay. We did get a reinforced tick there. That's a big, big deal. Lots of... Oh. These 43k are walking away. That's huge. They're coming in now. They're rather late. The real question is, how are we rolling? We're rolling okay. We do have a crossing and terrain penalty here, which is shocking to me. No, they have a crossing and terrain penalty. I was going to say, we're fighting defensively here. technically we have higher morale than they do, and they have only slightly higher military tactics than us. Fascinating. This extra 46k coming in here, though, is going to be very spicy. Yeah, their mil-tech is just tough for us to handle. We're going to want to retreat here, I think. We're rolling kind of mediocre. That was a decent roll, but we definitely want to retreat here. That was not all of our forces. Get out of here, everybody. Get out of there. Okay. Now, they might have superiority at this point. No, they don't. Okay. I mean, I was hoping that we would be able to get additional wars against the Ottomans going here, but man, with that manpower reserve, although that has dropped dramatically. Their total amounts of soldiers have dropped as well. We may yet be able to claw this one back. The real question is, how long does it take us to recover from this retreat? Because this is a very lengthy retreat, and they're going to be able to take a lot of territory in that amount of time. So that is a little bit spooky, to be sure. But they've taken big hits here. I mean, if we look at the white piece deal here, yeah, I mean, they're not too happy about that, but I mean, they're taking huge attrition ticks. There's no doubt about that. They've already lost a big chunk of their manpower. So that is definitely a thing to consider. I feel like they're wildly over cap on their manpower, though. So these guys are going to spread out for the moment and reinforce. That's fine. Yeah, these big stacks over here are taking huge supply chunks. Or huge attrition chunks, rather. Their numbers are getting a lot less insurmountable. And our numbers are not doing great. How are we doing on our nobility right now? Yeah. I mean, we're only gaining a little over 1,000 per month. So that's something to consider. Ooh, I like that. Yemeni rebels up there. That's great. So we're going to move these guys on over here for the time being and continue to reinforce. For now, that's our biggest thing that we need to do. They're almost out of what they can get up here. They're going to have to come fight us through this corridor. That's the thing. And that is, I think, our strength. So we're going to take these guys over and park them. We don't have time to move out over here. So we're going to move down this way instead, yield a little bit more territory for them. This is fine. We're not concerned about yielding that territory. These guys are going to come over this direction for the time being. Okay. They've split up a little bit. What we need right now is things like this to not happen, for one thing. But what we need right now is for the Ottomans to get distracted. The question is, how can we do that? Man, that manpower reserve is insane. I feel like they didn't have that kind of manpower reserve when we decided to fight this. I thought they had like a tenth of what they have here. If that was the case, we would have them well under control, actually, right now. Okay, so we're grouping up over here. And we are replenishing our troops as best we can. They're going to continue to take territory over here, and that is fully expected, honestly. But we will continue to reinforce, and as we do, we will continue to get stronger and stronger. And the Ottomans are not getting stronger and stronger. They're getting weaker. Look at that. They've dropped another, like, 50,000 manpower to attrition alone. That's insane. Okay. I like that. That is a very, very good thing. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to laugh as our rebels fight our enemies. It's pretty great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.